On June 28, 2003, Doug and Diane Hughes flew to Anchorage, Alaska to enjoy a long-anticipated cruise of the Inside Passage. This is their story.
It was a 3-hour bus ride from Anchorage to the port city of Seward, where the Coral Princess cruise ship would embark. Along the way, we stopped to get a close-up look at some of the native wildlife, including buffalo, deer, and an orphaned baby bear. The animals were enclosed, but that didn't stop one of them from licking our camera lens. The ship is enjoying its inaugural season, and everything was new and sparkling from stem to stern. The view from our stateroom balcony proved equally beautiful as we watched the world glide by. After leaving Seward, we headed south, spending 2 days at sea exploring the incredible scenery of College Fjord and Glacier Bay. The weather was the best it had been in weeks, affording spectacular views of glaciers that are usually shrouded in fog. Our first stop was Skagway, Alaska, the jumping-off point for the Alaska Gold Rush. After being greeted by the locals, we boarded the White Pass Railway to retrace the steps of fortune seekers who risked everything for a shot at instant wealth. In order to reach the Yukon goldfields, miners were required by the Canadian Mounties to bring with them a year's worth of provisions, 2,000 pounds of equipment, which they had to hand carry in multiple trips back and forth over this steep and dangerous terrain. Our second port of call was Juneau, the capital of Alaska, which is inaccessible by road. From there we enjoyed an excursion to the Mendenhall Glacier and the local salmon hatchery. Across the street from the hatchery, eagles perched in the trees awaiting their chance to snatch a free lunch from the hatchery's fish ladder. From the pier, you can take a tram up the side of the mountain, where you can get a breathtaking view of the surrounding area. We happened to run into Katarina, a charming young girl from Slovakia who was one of our waiters on the cruise ship. If the beauty of Alaska wasn't enough, the Coral Princess had plenty of activities to keep us entertained. We watched culinary demonstrations, shopped for bargains in the ship's art auction, and even participated in the passenger talent show. After a brief stop in Ketchikan, on the only rainy day of the trip, we spent one last day at sea on the 4th of July, and then glided through calm waters as we approached Vancouver. Low-lying clouds hugged the shoreline like a blanket of cotton. We were surprised to see a barge heading the other way, carrying not only the usual container cargo, but also a house and a school bus. It was a memorable and thoroughly enjoyable week.